Welcome, welcome. It's Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And let's talk about the update that just came out this afternoon, well, at least afternoon here in the US. And it's Star Citizen Alpha 317.5. So we were on 317.4. We were supposed to go to 318.0, I guess. But it's not ready, guys. It's still got a lot of issues, and some of these issues you're going to actually see here on the 317.5 live patch as I go over some of them here. So it should show now that you have version 317.5-live.8338165. If you don't have that, then you're going to want to update. It's strongly recommended that players delete their user and shader folders for the public client after patching, particularly if you start encountering any odd character graphical issues or a crash on loading. The user folder can be found, of course, under the root directory, Star Citizen EPTU. I don't know. It shouldn't be EPTU, guys, because it is in the PU. So this is incorrect. This information they have here, you can't use that information. It's got to be under the PU. So yeah. Anyways, you want to probably delete the user folder, or at least some of the user folder. I would want to save my config files for joysticks and that sort of thing. There's no database reset. Of course, when 318 does hit, they will wipe everything clean. So if you bought some ships in game, you're going to lose those. You're going to have to, go back and build up your fortunes, your millions and millions of credits, so that you can buy those ships back after 318 goes live. Of course, there's a whole new thing coming in with 318 with the server meshing stuff that is heading us in the right direction. So long-term persistence is, of course, enabled, and everybody starts with at least 20,000 AUEC. So if you didn't have anything, I believe you're going to end up with 20,000 AUEC just for updating the patch and, using it. Now, this patch is mostly for the Lunar New Year, the Year of the Rooster 2953. Let's go over some of the known issues that are in this patch. The Anvil Pisces and some of the variants have some issues with the door panels that are not interactable, and it will prevent you from being able to go in that ship. So if you have a Pisces and that's one you're getting into or trying to get into, there may be an issue with you actually being able to use the button to get into the ship. The Saber Raven, not many of you have that. I've got one, and I know there's a few people in my org that do. You had to actually buy the Intel Optane drive or get the code anyways to get a Saber Raven. And right now it's got a really horrible green flickering light that fills your entire screen when you sit in the pilot seat, or at least during weather visual effects. So instead of using the Saber Raven, they're going to give everybody that has one a free loaner of a Saber, a regular Saber. So you don't get to use your beloved Raven, but you will get to use a different Saber. Players may have to restart the game after getting kicked to the main menu from a 30K server crash. Now, I would tell you it's a good idea to do that anytime you 30K, is go ahead and just close down the game, close down the launcher, completely close it out, go back, bring up the launcher, go back into the game, and restart the game doing it that way. That will, clear out some cache stuff. It's just a wiser way for you to go about doing things when you 30K in Star Citizen, at least in the current iteration of it. As the game actually gets closer to launch, I would suspect that you wouldn't have to go to such great lengths, but a lot of us old timers will probably still be completely closing everything down and going back into the launcher and fresh and everything else. So targeting. A ship's targeting pip may be missing or disappear for some players. They cannot be targeted when this happens. Now, I have had this issue in 317.4. So this is a carryover issue. It's one they haven't fixed yet. Very annoying, especially if you're trying to hit ships. It's very hard to target a ship when when there's no pip. I mean, you just kind of have to guess, and that's not good enough. Makes fighting even AI ships, which are not the smartest, really difficult. So multi-vehicle ships floating in a hangar when stored with the engines left on, then retrieved again. So turn off your engines when you land in a hangar. Otherwise, you may end up with your ship floating the next time you call it back, and you're not able to get into it. So please remember to shut off the engines when you come, to a hangar and land. Any space station or ground base that you're landing in a hangar, turn off those engines. Ships and character animations. The player's character arm will misalign when seated in ships, causing obstruction of the HUD view. So this could be an issue. I've seen this happen before in the past, and it was really bad with certain armors. Right now, it's just a weird bug. I haven't seen it personally in 3.17.4. So maybe this is a new issue with 3.17.5. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but if you have this issue, just know that it's known. You may want to record it and send it to the issue council, or at least upvote it. Vehicles spawning. The Cartu Owl spawns on the hangar floor sideways. that can't be good. Vehicles and more ships. The shields. Weapon fire penetrates shields when ships are moving. That's awful. That's really awful. So you may end up getting wiped out because your ship is moving in combat. That sucks. So what you're telling us is avoid combat, because your targeting systems may not work. You may have an arm that's interfering with the view in the HUD, and your shields may not work to stop fire from penetrating and hitting your ship. Okay, avoid combat at all costs. And if you're in the Saber Raven, you may get a green light in weather effects. So don't do combat. Don't do combat in a Saber Raven, and you'll be fine. All right, vehicles and ship refuel. While docked to a starfarer, multiple vehicle types will continuously tilt instead of remaining stationary and snap away from the arm if any movement is attempted. Okay. Well, that's a little wild. I guess you just line back up, or you just don't refuel. Maybe refuel at the space station. So Starfarer pilots, you may not be able to do a whole lot in 3.17.5. Vehicles. The Argo Raft's elevator controls cannot be interacted with from either deck. All right, so you can't use the raft either. Okay, moving on. Crusader Ares. The headlights on the Ares are too dim to notice at reasonable range. Okay, that one sucks, because if you're night flying or flying on the dark side of a planet in asteroids or something, you're probably going to want those headlights. I guess you could always fire your big-ass laser, and that may actually get the job done. I'm not sure about that. Let me know in the comments down below if if that's possible for the Ares. I don't think they fire fast enough, the lasers, to light enough stuff up. Animation. Weapons. All weapons are held like a pistol whilst moving in EVA. Oh, good God. Combat AI. UGF missions are sometimes missing NPC spawns to complete the mission. Okay. No combat. No ground combat. Or combat EVA. Thank you, CIG. FPS weapons. Weapon holsters or unholsters unintentionally. That could escalate a situation quickly. Armor or weapons utility items may disappear between sessions. Yeah, I'm used to that. Inventory. Weapons. Weapons looted directly equipped from containers or boxes are missing attachments. Okay, so you don't get to use the attachments if you directly equip it. So you'll have to throw it on your back or something, and then you'll have the attachments, and then you can equip it. Aesop. Ships on landing pads end up in an unknown state for location and have to be reclaimed after the ship is stored or streamed out. Okay, CIG. So you're saying anytime you park in a hangar, you need to claim your ship the next time you pull it up from an ASOP terminal. And if you didn't turn the engines off, there's a chance that your ship's going to be floating in the air. Unless, of course, you have the Cartual, in which case it'll be on its side. This is going down to be one of the dumbest patches I can remember in recent memory. Missions, UGF, and Bounty Hunter. Turrets around bunkers respawn very quickly, sometimes almost instantaneously. Alright, so if you're going to do a mission, you're going to want to park outside of the turret fire, whether it's behind a hill or something like that. And then when you get in there, the AI won't spawn, so you won't be able to do the mission anyways. Good luck, guys. Multiple locations, the R&R stations. Stations are variably offset from Lagrange point they are housed within, so you'll have to find them when you get there. That's not as bad as some of these others. The primary objective with 317.5 is to inject the updated Lunar New Year envelope, the year of the rooster, 2943, alongside a few goodies we plan to give out during the celebration kicking off this week. Guys, this patch is a joke. In my opinion, it's a joke. They really, I guess they just had to do the Lunar New Year thing again. I mean, couldn't they have fixed some of these things before doing that? I guess they didn't fix it because they're going to fix them in 3.18. And why fix them now when they will probably break in 3.18 and you got to fix them again? I'm not really sure. I wish they would have given us a little more explanation behind it. These issues, some of them are game breaking, guys. If you've gotten to play 3.17.5, let me know how decimating some of these bugs are. Are you getting these bugs? Are you experiencing them? Are they really messing up your gameplay? Are you getting any 30Ks? Let me know in the comments down below. And I do want to say thank you guys for tuning in and watching the videos. I know I've kind of gotten off Star Citizen a little bit. We're getting closer and closer to a 3.18 release, and I'll give you more Star Citizen videos as we get closer and closer. Definitely want to talk about maybe the December updates and stuff as well in another video. And I apologize to all you straight up Star Citizen fans that aren't liking some of the other content that I'm posting. You know, we've considered doing another channel, but you have to get that channel into a monetized area before it would be even beneficial at all for me to think about doing that. And that could take some time unless a lot of you guys pitch in and join that channel as well, or subscribe to that channel as well. You know, I would need like, I think it's 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours watched on another channel to start getting monetized for that. I would love to bring content on a couple different channels like that and be able to, you know, bring in some money from both of them. It's not a lot of money. I don't have the subs that some of the other folks in our community have. I would like to change that. We will change that. You know, I'm going to be persistent. I'm going to try to keep bringing you guys quality content. Let me know what you think of this video. I certainly do appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Leave me a comment. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.